is going on, fams? We are live. Woo! Hope everyone is having an awesome time, and I'm just gonna wait a little bit for everyone to come online while we start this live stream. Hello, Barad. How are we? How we going, guys? Thanks for joining my live stream. So today we're going to be talking about how to activate our legs. So this is going to be an epic live stream, and I want you guys to join me. Hi, King Woods. How are you? Hope everyone's having a lovely time as well, and having an awesome one. Praise, what's up, guys? Hope you're having a great time. Hi, Sasqua. How we doing? How's everyone doing? Hope you're all having a lovely time. So we're going to be talking about activating our quads today. This is going to be an epic one. Our quads, our glutes, our hamstrings. From South Africa. Actually, before we start, where's everyone from? Where you guys all from? Hey, from York Peninsula. Woo! How we doing? So, we're going to start today with activation. When it comes to activation, we've got our different muscle groups. We've got our quads, our glutes, our hamstrings as well. Tom Gies from Germany, how you doing? Jacob from Melbourne. TJ from Germany. From India. Woo! Ankit from India. Fierce Spanish in London. Woo! That is awesome. This is awesome. It's great. Kenya. Nice. So this is cool to see everyone from different places joining this live stream and coming together and trying to make a difference. So this is epic. Cameroon. This is awesome, team. I'm loving this. Awesome. South Africa. Do you know I was actually born in South Africa as well too? So this is epic, guys. Thanks so much for joining the live stream. I appreciate you guys. And yeah. Hey, KK. Alright, guys, so what we're going to do is we are going to be starting off with Ghana. Ooh. New York. Everyone's still telling me where they're from. This is epic. I love it. I love to see people from different places come together, and again, get us working together and learning more and more. Radley represents. I was waiting for Radley represents, so that's kind of cool. What's up? Hey, Jacob, how we doing? This is awesome. So, guys, before I get started, I am going to open up for a Q&A afterwards, and I'm excited to take you guys through this leg exercise. It's going to be epic, but it's more an activation class. So this is just going to teach you how to activate your glutes, your quads, your hamstrings. This is a master class. You guys are going to learn a lot from it. So I want you guys to stay with me till the end. If you have any questions as well, feel free to drop them in the comments below as we go. I'm going to try to answer as many questions as possible. I want to help you guys as much as possible while we go through this. This is going to be an epic class. So right now what I've got here is some bands. So these are basic bands. We're going to start off with some glute work. So glutes behind us. Now our glutes are behind us. These are posterior chain muscles, okay? So this being a posterior chain muscles means one thing. They are extremely hard to activate. So I know a lot of you probably squat. How many of you squat and struggle to feel your glutes activate? So like how many of you squat and struggle to feel your back? Like you can't feel your back no matter how much you squat. Okay? I'm going to help you actually with this. This is actually quite important. So this is where the masterclass we're going to do with our quads, our glutes, our hamstrings. So it's going to be quite important. And I think you guys are going to really benefit quite a lot from it. So yeah, let me know in the comments as well if you squat and you struggle to activate your glutes, or just train legs in total, but you can't activate it. And there's no, it's okay. That is fine, and it's understandable why you can't activate your glutes while you do these movements, because while you're doing these movements, you're working with muscles that are behind you. Now, we have something called mind-to-muscle connection, okay? Now, if you can't see the muscle a lot of the time, it is harder to activate. So that's understandable. So that's totally fine. Now, what I've got here is I've got 3 bands, okay? Oh, thank you so much, Pedro. Thank you for buying the badge. I appreciate you. Huge shout out to Pedro for getting the badge. Now I've got 3 bands over here. These bands here are my 3 resistance bands. So they're from KXK Fitness. Check it out. The link is in my bio if you guys want any. I've got 3 different resistance here. Now this is the heavy one. So the black one is the heavy band, and this is tighter. This is for for your stronger workouts. This is one that you basically use also with machines as well, or if you are not feeling the activation. My second one here is a gray band. This is my light band. This is a nice and light one, easy to use. Again, depending on the intensity. And then this is my medium band. So my medium band ranges is in between. This is probably the most popular one out of them all, the medium band. And it's also the most used band out of them all. Now the reason for a medium band is because it's what the most popular, because generally you're gonna be on different scales, right? So you either really struggle to use a band, or it's gonna be very easy to use a band. So the medium usually it's a great warm up tool. So I personally warm up and use activation through my medium band, or you can start with the light ones as well too. So quite a variety of exercises you can use these for at the same time too. So again, if you want to get these, get them from kxkfitness.online. And guys, if you haven't joined my body rescue, this full live stream is going to be on my body rescue, as well as tips. You guys are going to be able to ask me lots and lots of questions. So stay tuned, guys. Make sure you click the link in my bio to join. So now what we've got here is we've got our exercise band. And the reason why I love these bands are they're great for activation. Now, can anyone actually tell me what's the easiest way to activate our glutes? If you guys know, what's the easiest way to activate our glutes when we squat? Or what are some of the biomechanics involved when it comes to glute activation? So we want to activate our butt, okay? How do we activate it? What are some of the biomechanics involved? Because I want to kind of make this a little bit of a master class. So if you guys have any idea, I want to try and basically get you involved so your understanding is better of this one. So, and I'll start with this so you guys can add more and more to it. So when it comes to glute activation, what we're going to be doing is first a rotation of our knees. So we're going to rotate our knees out, okay? So rotating our knees is a great way to actually activate our glutes. So with glute activation, rotating our knees is a good way to get the glutes activated. So now if you stand there with a band, okay, and you get one foot straight, the other foot out, and just start rotating your knees and pushing your hips forward, you should start to feel your glutes activate. Now stand from the side, glutes activate. So you should start to feel a little bit of your glutes activate, okay? Now this is very, very important when it comes to a lot of our movements, especially movements like a squat, okay? So the other day I was going through some forming technique with the squat, and one of the first things I mentioned was a rotation of our knees. Now if I squat, okay, without a band, it's easy for me to, thank you bro, if I squat without a band, it's easy for me to keep my legs in, okay? Now this is going to put a lot of tension on my knees, okay? And this is what we don't want when we're squatting. When we squat, we want to activate our glutes, hamstrings. One of the easiest way to do that is rotate our knees out, and try to activate our glutes, okay? Now, also, there's another thing that's involved, a hip hinge. And these are some of the important things. So before I squat, I want to ensure that these knees over here are working well with the rotation, okay? When I'm rotating out. So, what I'll do is, I'll get my bands on, nice and easy. So after I've got my bands on, I'm gonna basically push my legs out and then rotate them out, okay? So I'll rotate out, rotate out, rotate out. So with something like this, I wanna do this for about 20 reps. At the top of each movement, I still wanna strengthen my mind to muscle connection with my glutes. So if I rotate that out, hold it for 2 seconds. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So good for glute activation. It's amazing. And this is the thing, because these are some of the little things that you're gonna need when you start squatting. And a lot of people struggle to activate their glutes. Once your glutes are activated, when you're squatting or doing any sort of compound movements that affects your legs, it becomes easier and much easier, okay? So, again, do that for the other leg. That's exercise number 1, okay? Exercise number 2 that we can do, we can get onto the ground, okay? And we're going to do exactly something quite similar. This time is much easier on the ground, okay? We're going to be pushing our knees just out, out, out. Now you can actually do this from the side as well too. Just gonna tilt my camera a little bit. Thank you for my YouTube. So you can do this from the side as well. So there's an exercise called clamps. Rotate out, push out, push out. Make sure you drive those hips forward. Push out, push out. Now at the peak of every single movement, what you want to do is ensure you are squeezing, okay? Whatever you do, make sure you're squeezing those glutes. Make sure you're feeling them, okay? Because if you don't, you are not going to be getting anything out of it. And again, like I said, you can't really see the muscle, so you want to really activate it. Then, what you're going to do as well is, when we have the bend already, thanks KK. Now, one of the things is, now you have both legs in, okay? Sometimes it is harder to focus on both legs. So we're going to be like, look, now we want to split them up. So these are where we're going to go into exercises like our lunges or our split Bulgarian split squats, okay? Now when you get into exercises like that, okay, it is important that when one foot is back, okay, you're still coming back, you're driving your hips slightly back as well, and also as you come down, you're getting a nice stretch in your glutes and hamstrings. Drive your hips forward as you come up from the movement. So each time you come down, come up, drive your hips forward. Come down, come up, drive your hips forward, okay? So, making sure that you can feel those muscles work. This is quite an important part or an important aspect when it comes to glute activation. Now the reason why you do these split movements is because now all the pressure is only on one side. Okay, so it's easier for you to isolate and actually split, target your glutes. Again, the glutes are a great muscle. Now what you want to do again, of course, is after all of that, combine these movements with some weighted options. So it can be a squat, it can be even a dumbbell. So right now I've got a dumbbell weight plate here. I've got my squat, rotate my knees out, come down nice controlled, all the way down, feel my glutes, never lose my tension in my glutes, drive my hips forward, push through my heels, and up, okay? So I'm going to do a quick recap here, okay? If we are doing any press movements from the ground, we want to be pressing through our heels, okay? We're going to push through our heels, we're going to rotate our knees out, we're going to drive our hips forward, and squeeze our glutes at the peak of the movement. So it's a very nice, simple, easy way to activate your glutes when you are basically working your glutes. And of course, none of this is quite relevant unless you are actually thinking about the glutes, because we're using everything we can. Remember, it's behind us when we're working. So that is why it is a harder muscle to activate, okay? Hi, what's up? All right, next up, our hamstrings. So our hamstring muscles are next harder one to activate because they are behind us, okay? Now our hamstrings are the back of the legs, the muscles behind our legs, okay? They are also another hard muscle to activate because they are behind us. Now, as I talked to you guys about muscle activation before, where we talked about slow concentrics, which is your activation phase, and slow eccentrics. However, our hamstrings are very easy to activate when they are under a stretch. So this is a slow eccentric part of the movement, okay? So let's take a stiff leg deadlift or even an RDL, for instance, like Romanian deadlift, for instance, okay? When we are doing a Romanian deadlift, what we want to do is you can lift your toes slightly off the ground to keep the tension onto your heels, so pushing through your heels, okay? Squeeze your glutes, make sure you always squeeze your glutes. Rotate your knees slightly out, okay? And then hinge your hips, come back slowly, slowly, and you'll be able to feel your hamstrings activate, okay? And stop, down. So even without even using any weight right now, I can feel my hamstrings, okay? And then I'm gonna squeeze my glutes and drive my hips forward and activate my hamstrings. This is a good thing because when you slow down this movement, any sort of Romanian deadlifts, RDL, or any kind of movement like this, what happens is you are putting the muscle on the stretch. Your hamstrings are really responsive to a stretch movement. So when you slow down the movement, increase the time and attention here, it is easy for you to activate these hamstrings or the back of your legs. So when it comes to our hamstring training, I've got my dumbbell over here. I'm going to do something like Romanian deadlifts. For me in this case, I'm going to lift my toes up. So I only want to feel the tension through my heels. Push my knees out, get those glutes activated. Pull my torso back, nice and easy. I can feel my glutes, hamstrings activated. Going down to a position where I'm mobile enough to be down. Drive my hips forward, squeeze my glutes up. Then I can do this for about 6 to 8 reps, okay? And I can also increase the load because this load is going to be pulling me down. It's also going to be putting more tension on my hamstrings as we work. So this is another way to activate your hamstrings, okay? Alternatively, we've also got our hamstrings like a bicep, okay? You can do basically movements that incorporate your hamstrings in a squeeze where your concentric part of the movement can be quite handy. So if you can have a load basically on the lower part of your ankle and you push that load up, okay, in an isolated position where you're bending at your knee, you can do a slow concentric, is what I was talking about before, which is basically coming up nice and slow. In this case, your hamstrings works like a bicep, okay? If I slowly contract that, it's easy for me to activate this. So this is another great way to activate your hamstrings in this way. So a great example would be a lying hamstring curl where my knees, I know my knees are going to be bending, okay? To activate my hamstring. So if I know my knees are going to be bending with this, I can actually slow down my concentric and I can get great activation. Now if I'm putting my legs under stretch, so where there's more of a straightening in with my knees, I will slow down the eccentric part where I know I'm going to get a better mind-to-muscle connection when the muscle is under tension in this position, okay? So an example of a time when your knees are bending is basically like a leg curl. It can be a seated leg curl or even a lying leg curl in the gym where you basically come up very slow and controlled. Now, in another instance where this is going to be very effective, another muscle hypertrophy technique where you can actually increase the tension on your hamstrings would be using an isometric hold. So when I get up to the top, so I'm working my hamstrings, and I get up to the top, I come down 1, 2, 3, very slowly controlled. And I get up to the top, I want to squeeze my hamstrings, okay? Now, my hamstrings are connected to my glutes. So if I want to further the squeeze, I'll drive my hips slightly forward and squeeze. And I can really, really target my hamstrings and target them more effectively too. So that's another little trick which you can utilize in the gym when you guys are using the hamstring curl machine. Again, this is only great when you are connecting your mind and muscle together. So if you're not, it's not going to be as effective. You need to be really focused when doing this. And you need to really, really push yourself and push yourself. Like your mind has to be there. You have to be switched on. And all you're going to be thinking about is these muscle groups. Like I said, they are your harder muscle groups to activate. So your mind has to be there while you do it. All right. Now the big bad quads. This is the big one that lots of the time I get a lot of questions. How do I grow my quads? How do I grow my quads? How do I grow my quads? Now, with your quad muscles, okay, the teardrops are usually one of the things that people are like, look, I want to grow my quads. I want to build those quads. An extension movement is a great way to target these little teardrops here. Reason why they're called teardrops? Because they do look like teardrops. The 2 little teardrops over there. That's probably the best way I could explain it. Everyone's like, so how do I grow these little teardrops here? Okay? Extension movements. Your leg extension is a good one. Okay? You can create that out of a cable extension too. Or in the gym using that hi sunshine, how are we? Finally here. Yes, 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 fam. You're all here. Okay, so when it comes to the teardrop part, extension movements, brilliant. If you can't feel it, slow down the movements, increase the weight after you've got a great mind to muscle connection. Squeeze the muscle at the peak of the movement, hold it for a few seconds. It's a great way. Very easy to activate the teardrops of your legs because they are right in front of you. You can see them. Very easy. If not, if you're doing it and you're not feeling it, get a stretch, extend, tap the muscle group, tap the muscle group. Again, very, very nice and easy. You guys are gonna smash it. I have no doubt I know you're not gonna have any trouble activating it. Now, activating the overall quad when it comes to compound movements, okay? So, let's say the outer part of our quad we want to activate, okay? Our foot position is very important. So when it comes to our compound movements, for instance, we can even have, okay, I find it more quad dominant to the glute and hamstrings activation really helps me. I'm finding more quad dominant. Hold on, let me read this one. I find that more quad dominant, so the glute and hamstring activation. Oh, that's it. I'm glad it can help you, KK. You're the next Mr. Olympia. Thank you. So when it comes to our compound movements activation of our quads, and we are trying to activate our quads, but we're like, look, I don't just want to use the leg extension. I want to use the squat to activate my quads. Should we activate them before compound lifts? Yeah, that's a great question actually. So Kay just mentioned, should we activate our glutes and hamstrings before our compound lifts? Yes. Again, they're behind you. It means they're actually very hard muscles to use, and basically because you can't see it, it's hard for you to connect your mind and your muscle to them. So if you activate them and you have the blood flow there, you can feel the pump, you are actually connecting them, and it makes it easier when you jump into a big compound movement like a squat. So yes, activate your glutes and hamstrings before jumping into a big compound movement, unless you're very good at activating them already and you are glute dominant and your body already feels them. So that's really, really good. That's a great question. I love that one, K. So going back into quads, how can we activate our outer quad, okay? Easiest way, change your foot position. Push through the ball of your foot, okay? When I talked about glute hamstrings, pushing through our heels. Now we're talking about our quads, okay? Now let me show you a simple trick and a great way to learn it, okay? Lean forward, which muscles are forward? Quads. Lean back, which muscles are back? Glutes, hamstrings, okay? If I want to focus on my glute hamstrings, that all the muscles here from the back is where I'm actually going to put my knee. When I activate my quads, all the muscles here, okay? So, closed stance, we want to work on the outside, focusing the ball of my foot, coming in. I'm not going to use too heavy weight because remember, when I am in this position, my knees are also in jeopardy. It's a great way to actually put so much pressure on your knees. So I'm not going to use heavy weight. So how can I actually activate these bad boys without hurting my knees? Or without using heavy weights? Or how do I put more tension on there without using heavy weights? Easy. Nice controlled movement. Time the tension. Another way, take out the lockout. Once I lock out, I lose tension on the muscles. So instead, I can have little pulse reps. Control these reps. Keep the mind to muscle connection. Again, very easy muscles to activate. They're in front of you, right in front of you. Okay? Now, I want to get big legs. I want to show off my legs. I don't want to look skinny when I stand there with my legs, okay? I'll show you a little trick. See, my legs look alright here, or, normal here. Okay? Now they look so much wider, okay? How do I develop this side of my legs, okay? When I get into a nice little squat, I'll go slightly wider. I'll rotate my knees out. I'll squeeze my hamstrings, okay? These are my hamstrings. But I'm also going to be squeezing my quad. So overall, I'm still working the sartorius part of the muscle too. So what I want to make sure is squeeze my glutes, hamstrings, knees out into big compound movements. Now, I say big compound movements like something like a squat because you can activate basically every single muscle group in the lower body, almost every single muscle group in the lower body with a squat. So this allows us to do something like this. You can't go into a small little compound movement thinking you're going to isolate that and basically grow that part just like that. No, there's certain muscle groups that are going to be challenged with certain exercises too. And this is why it is great to do a variety of exercises, especially when you're doing leg day. And you can also work with different angles, different positions of your feet to activate those legs. So again, we talked about wider stance, working the inner part, talking about closer stance, working the outer part of our quads as well too. Now, a great exercise that I absolutely love, which you guys can try at home, because I know I've been sitting here talking and I want you guys to try something so you can feel it for yourself too, is a staggered squat. So, staggered squat, you guys can get up and try this with me, very nice and easy. Bring your feet closer in together. You're going to come down nice and slow and controlled. And we're going to come up over 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Making sure we're pushing through the ball of our foot. Don't come up fully because you are going to lose tension. Still keep that bend in your leg. And then drop down nice. Get that stretch again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now once I'm confident with this, what I'm going to do is after I drop down, I'm going to lift this heel off the ground. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it through the ball of my foot and my front foot, which is also going to put more tension on my quads. So I'm going to get again 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now if I want to control this, there's a little trick. If I want to work the inner part of my leg on my front foot, I'm going to slowly shift the weight from my toes, from the right side of my toe to the left side of my toe. As I'm working on these, okay? The front foot, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you should feel this exactly where it is. These are some of the little things, the little breakdowns that can help you with your training. Now this gives you an overall idea as to what to do. It's like, it doesn't necessarily give you the exercise. The good thing about this is when you go in there for your big compound movements, you can manipulate it. After all, you know your body better than anyone. And this is the beauty of it, okay? How are we going? I am Jensen. How are we? How are we going? Sunshine as well. How are we going? Rudav? Yeah, so this is the beauty of it. I'm trying to feed you guys as much information that you guys can utilize into your training when you jump back into the gym and you train legs. Now this live stream is still going to be on my Facebook group. So if you guys missed this or you missed anything in this, again, just click the link in my bio, sign up to Body Rescue. This is completely free. All you have to do is just click that link, sign up to Body Rescue, and join the Facebook group. If you have any questions as well, feel free to throw me some there, and I'll help you guys as much as possible. So, we covered our glutes, we covered our hamstrings, we covered our quads. So, different muscle groups as well for the legs as well. What about calves, okay? Calves is one that a lot of people have asked me, how do I grow my calves? Now, you walk in your calves every day, okay? So when it comes to calf training, I don't want you just doing high reps, light weight, because you're basically doing that every day. You're basically walking on them. Now, with our calf raises, keep them very nice and simple, okay? You've got different machines. You've got a hack squat, you've got a leg press, you've got a Smith machine, you even got a squat rack, okay? So what I've got here now is just a weight on my back. It's nice and light. It's not going to make much of a difference. So now with our calves, we can work them in two ways, okay? So with our calves, we can do either standing movements. So making sure we get a full extension. When you get up to the top of the movement, squeeze, get a good stretch. And when you're walking on your calves every day, you're not stretching them fully and extending it. You're not working the whole muscle. So when you work them, make sure you work them fully, extend. Okay. Similar to your quads, to isolate your calves as well. You can either point your toes in, you can keep them normal, or you can point them out, okay? And you're gonna hit different parts. When I point them in, I'm gonna hit the outer part. When I point them normal, I'm hitting every single head. When I point them out, I'm gonna hit the inner part of my calves. But I want a nice full stretch, squeeze and stretch. Now you can also elevate your calves on a platform to be able to get a nice better stretch when you are working your calves. So this is quite important. How's it going, man? I'm good. How are you? Sorry, guys. I'm live on Insta and YouTube at the same time. But yeah, like when you do activate your calves, it's one of the things that you can't just do the things that you do normally in the day where you're just walking on them, because these are very important. Nice tip. I always only do the regular one. No, it's good for you to, again, I'll just quickly recap this. Change the directions of your footing. So if I go in, I'm hitting the outer part. If I go in normal, I'm hitting both. If I go out, I'm hitting the inner part. And it's always just opposite. So if you think about it this way, if I go in, I'm hitting the outer. If I go out, I'm hitting the inner. So an easier way to activate our cows. Place a good load on them. You can work with them with 6 to 8 reps to start with, and then also smash them with some high reps, high volume, but don't keep the weight too low when you do curls, okay? Make sure you actually increase the weights, progressively load them. We talked about progressively loading the other day, which is a great thing as well too. So make sure you utilize it, get the most out of it, make the most out of it, because this is very, very important for us to do. So, all right, guys, what I'm going to do as well is I am going to open up to some questions. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Sunshine Besties on YouTube. Kwame, may I ask you about the game? Feel free to ask me about the game. But yeah, more importantly as well too, guys, I hope you guys have learned a lot from this. Make sure you click the link in my bio. And the body rescue group is getting huge, guys, as well too. So I just want to take a moment to say thank you for joining. This whole live stream is also going to be on the body rescue group as well, so you guys can catch up on this for sure. And yeah, I want you guys to be able to utilize this in your training. That's the most important thing as well. And if you guys have any questions, please ask away, because I want to help you guys as much as possible, because I know you both. Thank you, KK. I appreciate it. I know, again, that's why I'm here to help you. Glutes, here we come. Woo! Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Multivitamins is important every day or no need. Now, multivitamins can be quite important because, one, our absorption. So if our gut health is not obviously supreme, no one can be perfect, okay? We might miss out on certain nutrients. It means our body is not going to absorb all these nutrients. So that's why multivitamins can be usually easily absorbed. Even multivitamins sometimes, when some of the vitamins in multivitamins can be missed. So it doesn't necessarily mean that if you having multivitamins, like all your vitamins are going to be, set. What you want to do is make sure your gut health is great, and you can usually absorb a lot from your food. If you're eating well, certain macronutrients that are harder to absorb sometimes or break down sometimes can be protein, and it makes it, but you can do things to actually help with absorption with these things too. But yeah, so that's a great question as well, because yeah, multivitamins are important. However, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need them daily. I personally would probably start with multivitamins once every 2-3 days, unless again you are training quite a lot. If you're training 5 to 6 days a week, it's easier for you to utilize lots of your nutrients, and your body's probably going to need more nutrients. So in that case, yes, you can basically utilize them a lot. Another way is also to know if you are deficient in any multivitamins is to also have a blood test. So when you go to the doctors have a blood test, they can actually test for vitamins and minerals that you're usually deficient in too. So that's another great way for you that can help you. So yeah, I hope that answered your question as well too. If anyone has any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments before your boy signs out. I just want to say a big thank you guys to everyone that's joined this stream. You guys are the real MVPs. This stream, again, is going to be on my Facebook group. So all you got to do is click that link in my bio, link in my bio. It is faster than Uber Eats. Join the Body Rescue group. It's going to be epic. We are going to be doing some amazing things as well. Today was leg day. I hope you guys learned how to activate your glutes as well. Kayla says her glutes are on fire, and she's going to utilize everything I've taught her in this. So this is really good. I want to see your activation exercises, get those glutes popping. This is how we do, guys. This we're here. This what I'm doing. Thank you so much for the info. Now the pleasure is mine. I'm excited to help you. I want to really help you guys as much as possible. And like I said, I want to make sure you guys can work. Do you see Rami on the stage? Oh, the Olympia is on today. I saw some photos of him. I wish I got the chance to go to Olympia this year, but because of COVID, No. Maureen Jane, are you going to fitness show in Queensland anytime soon? Um, really, like honestly, like the fitness shows haven't been back on because of the whole COVID thing. I miss fitness shows. It was amazing. It was a great time as well to catch up with everyone. But unfortunately, hopefully, once everything comes back on, your boy is gonna be back at the fitness shows again. So yeah, I mean things have opened up in America. So obviously, the Olympia went on today, and I saw lots of people. Brendan has really made a difference. Oh my god, like my picks were actually was Rami, Bonak, and Brendan. So that's actually my pick for the top three. Um, and then or even potentially Nick. But Brendan really surprised me. I mean he always looks good, but he did come in very sharp this year. So I mean judging by the photos, I was not the Olympia this year, so I can't really tell, but he looked amazing. So it's really cool. I like also that you just can't predict what's gonna happen. So yeah, it's an interesting game. That's Olympia for you. French, Paris, France. You know what? I learned French when I was younger, but I can't speak unfortunately. Sorry. Hadi Chupin. Yeah, Hadi Chupin as well. I didn't really see Hadi Chupin. Honestly, I've only just glanced through a few of the photos, so I haven't really seen much. Um, but I'm gonna actually go back into it later, not tonight, maybe tomorrow, and suss out the photos and watch the prejudging and everything again, and see how everyone went. So I'm excited to see everyone kill it because that's Olympia for you. It's good and it's good that the sport is continuing. That's for me. It's a great thing, especially with everything going around these days. So I'm looking forward to seeing the classic as well too. That's gonna be an epic one. You're the best, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. Guys, I really appreciate you guys. Again, this live stream. If you missed this live stream, click the link in my bio. Join the Body Rescue. I did teach you guys how to activate your glutes. There's a lot of information in here. How to activate your glutes, hamstrings, KK said before. How to activate your quads. How to activate your what's it called? Your calves as well. All grade them, and these are very important. I want you guys to utilize them in your training every single day and every single part of your quad. It's not just even like one part of your quad, your teardrops, every single part. So I want you guys to take this information and use it to improve yourself. And knowledge is power. So again, I'm going to try and push out as much knowledge as I can to you guys. And I just want to say big thank you for your time. Don't forget to click the link in my bio. Join the Body Rescue. I appreciate you guys for your time. Your boy is out. Peace. What's up, YouTube? Just want to say a big thank you for joining my live stream. You guys are the real MVPs. And sorry guys, I was looking at my Instagram a little bit more than my YouTube. But yeah, I just want to again say a big thank you for joining the live stream, and drop some comments below, and I'll get back to all your comments because I kind of missed a lot of the questions in here. It's hard for me to focus honestly on both streams. You guys are also awesome for supporting me, and I really appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe.